Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. I'm Kel.
And I'm Misfit.
And we're here to talk Stage 2 overall. What did we get wrong? What did we get right? And then just kind of going from there.
We're going to go over everything we got right and everything we got wrong.
So let's start off with what we got wrong.
Well...
Oh boy. Alright, there was a few things. We definitely were not expecting Seoul to completely choke it and lose. We figured that they would make it in the playoffs, and they didn't.
Nope.
So there's that. We spent enough time kind of talking about how that team is.
Yeah.
Probably the other big thing that we got wrong was I don't think we definitely didn't expect Philly to do what they did.
No. That's because we had them deep in the standings. We had them kind of the way they ended Stage 2 and... Stage 1, going into Stage 2, we were kind of like, I don't know, I don't like the way this team's looking right now, and we had them at like 8 or 9.
Yeah, definitely not at 3.
No, definitely not.
And making it to right on the verge of winning the stage.
Yes, let's hit something that we got right. We've got to make ourselves feel good about a couple of things.
One of the things we did get right was we thought the Gladiators were going to be better. I don't think we expected them to do as well as they did, but we did think that they were going to be better with the addition of Fisher.
And it definitely happened because Fisher, of any acquisition of any player in the league...
Massive impact.
The biggest impact yet.
Yes.
I mean, you could say some other guys here and there, but not as big as that. He took them from just above the Shock and the Mayhem in that range to knocking on the door of the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's move on.
So one of the other things we got right, I mean, we definitely expected New York and London to be right at the top, and we got that dead on.
Yeah.
New York was number 1, London was number 2. We nailed that. I mean, that was pretty much a given, almost.
Yeah, that was almost a given, yeah.
Yeah.
They actually got stronger, I thought.
Yes.
New York, that is.
Definitely New York did.
People are figuring out London a little bit. They're still tops of the league, even though they lost in the playoff.
They're still a top-tier team.
Yeah, they're still up in that
That's not a match that anyone's going to be like, yeah, I can't wait to play that team and most likely lose to them.
Yeah, that's most likely shit. This is going to be a long day. Okay, so, I mean, that was an easy one. Now, let's go to something else we got wrong. We seem to get this one wrong a lot. Our old friends in Dallas.
Yep.
The Dallas Fuel.
We thought they'd be better, but not only were they not better, they were somehow even worse in the second stage than they were in the first.
Yeah.
They started off really strong and then completely fell apart. AKM looked like a god in those first 2 games, and then they figured him out real quick, and he became basically the next Pine.
Yeah, he pretty much sat on the bench until whatever their coaching staff decided to do and play him on Genji. That's one of the other things with this team. We were looking at it. We got it wrong because we looked at it on paper. We thought that they would be better on paper with certain things that were going on. They picked up Rascal. Thought that was going to be great. AKM came in, hit scan god. Thought that was going to help them out a lot. What ended up happening is it's such a shit show behind the scenes there. It's just ridiculous. The reason why they're not performing on the field is because that most of them are a bunch of fucking bitches off the field.
Well, it's that, and then just from top to bottom, players, management, everything is just chaos.
Yeah.
And no one wants to take responsibility for anything that is done or said, and it's just top to bottom is just a mess of an organization.
Yeah, there's about 4 guys on that team that pretty much take responsibility when they suck. And I go with Seagull, Mickey, Taimu. Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Maybe
Harry Hook?
Harry Hook and...
I don't know. I don't really hear much from any of their... But they also tend to, some of their supports tend to have, some of the worst body language of any of the people on the team. So they might not be doing it publicly, but I feel like behind the scenes they're just miserable, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You can just tell when they're on the stage that everyone on that team looks miserable. We'll talk more about where we think they'll end up in the next stage on our Stage 3 preview, and then I'm sure within this week we'll see some kind of
trauma,
or I'm sure there will either be more drama coming out. I'm sure there will be, what they really desperately need is a roster upheaval.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's what we see, and that they start to get their shit together, because I don't want them to be this bad.
No.
I really don't.
Especially because you just look back on what we said. I'm like, oh man, we were so fucking off on them. Not even in this stage. I meant overall.
And one thing I do want to touch on, I feel like we have been really, really hard on XQC, and after seeing some of the things that have happened behind the scenes and just kind of getting some insight of what's been happening, I think we've been a little more harsh on him than we needed to be.
Definitely.
Definitely wanted to acknowledge that and kind of apologize. Like, he's been a knucklehead for sure, and he's done some really stupid things and he's deserved some of the punishments that he's gotten. But at the same time, definitely not completely his fault, and
some of the stuff he got fucking
he got completely screwed. He was put in a really terrible situation in general. So yeah, it's like definitely not all on him at all.
No, definitely not.
So wanted to acknowledge that we were way too harsh on him.
Yeah, we were pretty hard. We were pretty hard on that guy.
Because I as time has gone on and I've kind of learned more about him, I kind of like the guy. I do.
Yeah, he's not a bad dude.
He's really not.
He's like I said before, he's an entertainer.
Exactly.
He's got a specific group of people that are into him and that he caters to.
Right.
And it just might not be...
It's just not our thing.
Yeah, it's just not the Overwatch League's thing either.
Yeah, that too.
Apparently, they like teams running around on Twitter acting like a bunch of fucking babies. That's what they like.
Yeah.
God forbid someone swear or do something like off, throw the middle finger up, in the middle of a match, whatever. Show a little personality. That's not being a baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done ranting about the kinder care in Dallas.
Yeah. So let's move on to something else we got right.
Let's talk about my team for a minute.
Yeah, that was one that we did talk about. We thought that the Mayhem were going to be better this stage, and they definitely were.
Yes.
They didn't really start off all that strong, but they ended it on a really high note. And Logix, I think, has been the biggest turnaround for biggest part of why that team has turned around as well as they have, because he is looking like the player that we've been expecting him to be since the beginning of the series.
The season.
The season. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
You know what? The thing, it's like all of a sudden it clicked.
Yes.
It's kind of... We thought they were going to do better.
We thought they would be better because they had the new additions coming in. I think the only guy that's shown up yet is Zappos, and he really didn't have that much of an impact. Just their core lineup has just improved vastly.
Yeah, and if you see like any of their comm situations or anything like that, they're calm. They're calling out shots and everything. Mm-hmm. And also, you know what? Who else picked up their game a lot? It was Swoosh.
Yes.
Swoosh played really, really well. It impressed me a lot. There was a lot of questions about him coming into this stage, kind of like, is he the guy that you want in that position?
Right.
But he got so much better, like, from week 3 on in the stage. Mm-hmm. And I think Ryder had something to do with it, too, the coach coming in.
Yes.
Like all these guys.
I think that might have had the biggest impact. It's not really something that we even knew was going to happen when we made our stage preview. But at this point, yeah, he has made a massive impact on that team, and it has been largely positive, and they've looked worlds better since he's come in as their coach.
And I think what it is it's the other voice thing.
Yes.
You have your one coach, and he's like bringing in some other stuff, and you can individualize your coaching, because I think Mineral was overwhelmed too. One coach is crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Dallas too.
One coach for a team that has no subs. That seems it's just overwhelming. Just based on the amount of stuff that they have to do. It's not like a tournament where it's just like, okay, at most you have like 5 games you have to play. Whereas that's 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks. And props to the Mayhem. They picked it up. And I'm looking forward to, I mean, not just as a fan, I'm looking forward to the third stage to see if they can, when say a player and their other acquisition come in.
Yeah.
What a guy or 5 guys or whatever his name is. I don't know.
So I think now we can safely say that they will be in here for stage 3. I think they've confirmed that, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they confirmed that on Twitter. So we know that those guys are coming in for sure. So that's going to be a huge improvement for them. And just to have those subs, so they're not having to play the same lineup every single game and all of that. So
and like even some of these other teams, when you have like the weeks where you could split it up a little bit. What your main tank focus on, say Soul, and the other one's focused on something else.
Right.
Or the others, like sub is like working on their game, and you put your backup in. And, it's just it's so much.
It just gives them a lot more options to mess with their lineups and kind of figure out something that's really going to work for them in the long term.
Yeah, and the one weird thing that actually helped them as well is they moved to 10 minutes away from the studio instead of an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And an hour and a half Los Angeles time, folks. That's not like if you're out in the middle of BFE. It's Los Angeles, an hour and a half is 5 miles.
Right.
It's not like driving from Cleveland to Columbus.
Yeah.
It's the same amount of time. Anyway.
But it's, a fraction of the distance.
Yeah, but they even said, we're not spending all of our time in the car. We can stay behind at the studio. We can practice a little bit. We can go home. We have time off in the day. It makes a lot of,
that definitely has made a big difference for them.
Okay, so let's move on to
something we got wrong, and that's Shanghai.
Yep.
But that's more due to I don't think anyone saw the Jerry Springer show coming when it comes to Undead. I don't think anyone knew that was going to happen except the people that were directly involved.
Yes, which they're still taking numbers down on how many.
Right.
He's somewhere between Evander Holyfield and Cromartie.
Yeah.
On the
somewhere
scale.
In there. Yeah. Yeah, how's his pullout game? Definitely, and the 10 Antonio Cromartie doesn't know how to pull out at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely forgot about that one.
Yes, he did.
And
he is nowhere near the Josh McDaniels, fuck you, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Josh McDaniels pulls out before he even gets there.
Right.
Oh, man.
So, but we also weren't expecting, we were expecting their new acquisitions to come in a lot sooner than they were. It looks like they've got a few people in right now.
Yep.
They're playing, but
it's kind of
for
scattered.
Stage 3, it looks like they should have their full crew of new people ready to come in and ready to play. I think everyone has their visas sorted out, so they're probably going to be spending this week getting everybody prepared, getting some practice time in, and just hoping that they can finally get a win. Yeah,
and it'll come. And you know what? Actually, one thing that did happen with them, too, is with the weird changes with the things with Undead and Dia, some other guys actually that got forced into roles, like MG, looked better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. MG looks way better as an actual DPS main over being an off tank or in a tank at all. Really, the only tank that I would trust him on right now is Roadhog. But he looked worlds better as a DPS player. So I think he found a spot on that roster. Yeah. So I'm very happy for that guy because he deserves it.
Yeah. And we
roasted that dude, and he got torched so many times. So I'm really happy that he's gonna find a role in the league. For sure. Yeah. The pressure's going to be on them a little bit, I think, at the start of the stage, especially when Grigori comes in. Yeah. At least on her. Yes. She's going to have a lot of pressure on her. So, guys, there's going to be, when new people come in, there's pressure. This girl's going to have a lot of pressure on her. So, you know what? For one, I'm going to back off hammering on her game. Yeah. Because serious pressure, man. Yeah, but I'm excited to see what she can do. Yeah, I want to see what she can do. I think she can do a lot. I think she can make a really big impact on that team. But I just felt like I needed to say that because I know people are going to say, "Oh, she's a girl, you fucking can't play." There's 16 other guys in Korea. Fuck off. Yeah, agreed. Anyway, done with that. I said that. That's like the second time I've said that. Right. But yeah, that's what we got wrong. We got wrong. Where else did we go wrong? I think the Houston Outlaws. We were not expecting them to fall off as hard as they did. We weren't expecting them to do as well as they did in the first stage, but I don't think we were expecting them to fall as hard as they did. Yeah, did say a little bit that, the meta's going to give them a little bit of trouble. Mm-hmm. In fact, we made jokes like, well, Jake can make Junkrat work everywhere. Apparently not. No, he cannot. And we definitely found out that outside of the meta with Mercy and where you can run Junkrat and not have to depend too much on Tracer, that they need a Tracer player. They desperately need a Tracer player. Yeah. Yeah, it was just weird just watching them fall like that. You're going, what happened? I mean, they were so strong. And I think it just kind of snowballed a little bit. The DPS had a little bit of problems. The tanks got pressure put on them. Linkster got pressure put on him. Mm-hmm. Just from one spot. As good as their supports were, the expectations that everybody had with
Bonnie and Boink and all, the Lucio, they didn't play up to what they were capable of, I don't think, either.
Agreed. I think that was one of the biggest areas of disappointment was their supports just did not look as strong as we hoped that they would.
Raucus looked good.
Yes,
Raucus actually looked better.
Raucus did look really good this
Their other
stage.
supports kind of dropped off a little bit,
Yes.
though. And I think a couple of the people that they're situational guys, like Clockwork and Spree, were okay.
Yeah, but they were not able to make as big of an impact as they needed to.
Yeah, and as the other people thought they would.
Yes.
They were okay. Outlaws were a little, they just fell flat, like in the middle of the stage. I don't know what it was. It was just the Tracer thing. I think it got to them a little bit too.
I think so too. And they ended up pressing, and then because they were so lacking in a Tracer player, then they had guys that like Jake and Linkser trying to play Tracer, which is a character that neither of them have really ever even played, let alone played at this level. Trying to expect those guys to play that character at this high of a level is just ridiculous, and it was very apparent that was not going to work.
Yeah, it was. Maybe they should go out, since the Valiant are possibly shopping soon.
That would be a
There's a Tracer for you.
Yeah, well, we picked London, so that was another thing we got wrong.
Yeah, we got
that wrong. We got that wrong on a few occasions. Just because even all the way up to the end, I don't think anybody expected Philly to have the run that they did.
No.
So
absolutely not.
That's just a testament to how well Philadelphia played, because London is still an incredibly good team, and I expect them to be right up there at the end of the next stage as well.
They'll regroup and reload, and they'll not reload with players. They'll refresh themselves, and they'll terrorize everybody again. I just think Philadelphia had their number.
Yep, Philly matched up really well against them, and then just they were hungrier.
Yeah,
you kind of got the sense of London got a little
complacent.
Yeah, a little complacent. They felt like they were better. They were the better team. So they're just gonna kind of hold off, or I don't know exactly what they were, but they definitely were not as sharp as they were when everyone was doubting them in the first stage. Yeah. Because in the first stage, people were like, London's whatever, and they were like, haha, watch this, and that's exactly what they proved. Yeah, exactly. So they you kind of saw a little bit of complacency from them in the second stage. Yeah, it was like that was kind of their downfall.
It was like that against Philadelphia. They were just complacent, not focused as hard as they would be. Just
a little too cocky.
Yeah, Philadelphia though, I don't know. I don't think they're ready for Snillo and some of the stuff that they did. But Philadelphia, we already went over Philadelphia. Right. That was a great performance by them. One thing with London too is their coach got fired or quit or whatever happened there. That may have made a little bit of difference. I'm not making an excuse for them by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but that can definitely throw a team off for sure. So that definitely had to have some kind of factor.
Yeah, even just strategically.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
that's going to wrap it up for our Stage 2 review. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check us out on our next videos when we are breaking down maps and seeing the map pool for the next stage. Then we'll be just doing a Stage 3 preview overall and our predictions for that.
We will be getting you ready for Stage 3, and then, we'll move right back into the action with our normal stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and all that kind of good stuff.
Hit us up on our Discord channel. We just set that up. We'll be posting some podcasts here in a bit as well. So definitely hit those up, and all the other normal things, Twitter, and leave us comments on here as well, guys.
Yeah, definitely. We like the comments. We like going back and forth with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's another reason why we started the Discord, too. So, hit us up on here. Hit us up on Discord when we're on. We'll and definitely follow us on Twitter so you know when we're on Discord. So, when we're doing something, we're always going to put it up on there and just give you a heads up, hey, we're going to be on Discord. That way you can come in. We'll set some other things up. Maybe we'll have kind of like a talk, kind of like a back and forth talking session with you guys. You have questions, you can ask us our thoughts on stuff and all that. We'll get to that when we get there. We'll see you on the previews for Stage 3.
All right, we'll see you guys then. Later.
Later.